These muffin rolls are soft, buttery, and honestly one of the best rolls you can make at home. Each one is filled with rich chocolate. Every bite is pure comfort. You know the best part? It's a no-knead recipe. Make this one and it might just become your go-to recipe every time. So let's get started with the detailed steps. Before we start, first make small spoonfuls of Nutella, around 12 pieces in total. Then place them in the freezer for about 1 hour until firm. This makes the Nutella much easier to handle later while rolling the dough. Once that's ready, let's start with the yeast mixture. Today I'm using 400 milliliters of milk that I've already kept outside to come to room temperature. But if you're using active dry yeast, gently warm the milk first to activate the yeast properly. Now add 2 tablespoons of caster sugar, about 30 grams in total. The sugar gives a light sweetness to the bread and also helps with color while baking. Next add 1.5 teaspoons of instant dry yeast. Instant yeast is easy to handle. No need for separate activation. Now I'm adding 3 tablespoons of milk powder. This gives the bread a rich milky flavor and adds that beautiful buttery taste, even without adding extra butter. Once everything is in the bowl, give it a really good mix until the sugar dissolves completely. Then keep it aside for a moment while we prepare the dry ingredients. For today's recipe, I'm using bread flour with about 12% protein. Higher protein flour helps create better gluten, which gives softer bread with a beautiful structure. If you don't have bread flour at home, all-purpose flour works fine too. Today I'm using 600 grams of flour, which is about 21.15 ounces or around 5 cups. Now add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Salt is really important in bread. It balances flavor, strengthens the dough, and helps control fermentation. Mix the flour and salt together and then keep it aside for a moment. Now look at our yeast mixture. It looks perfectly hydrated. Now add 2 eggs, about 110 grams total weight. The eggs make the bread softer, richer, and give it a beautiful color inside. And if you don't want to use eggs in this recipe, no problem at all. Simply skip the eggs and replace them with the same amount of milk instead. That's an easy option for soft eggless bread at home. So our yeast mixture and flour are ready. Now let's bring them together. Pour the liquid mixture into the flour and then slowly start combining everything together. Make sure there are no dry patches left in the bowl. You'll notice the dough looks slightly softer than normal bread dough. Soft, slightly sticky dough is the secret to getting light and fluffy rolls. Because today, we're not going to knead the dough the usual way. We're simply going to mix and rest the dough, allowing the flour to fully hydrate naturally. Once combined, cover the bowl and let the dough rest for about 30 minutes. This resting time helps the flour absorb the liquid properly, making the dough smoother and much easier to handle later. Now look at this dough, perfectly hydrated, soft, and already looking nice and elastic. Now add the melted butter. Then slowly combine the butter into the dough. No need for heavy kneading here. The easiest method is lift and fold. Simply grab the dough, lift it, and fold it back into the bowl for about 2 to 3 minutes. At first, the dough may look messy because of the melted butter, but keep folding gently, and you'll see the dough slowly becoming smoother and stronger. This folding method is one of the easiest ways to develop gluten at home without intense kneading. And honestly, just 2 to 3 minutes is enough. Easy, right? Once done, cover the bowl again and let the dough rise for about 1 to 2 hours. The timing can vary depending on your kitchen temperature. In summer, it rises faster, while in winter, it may take a little longer. After the dough has risen nicely, gently punch it down to remove the excess air. Now, transfer the dough onto your working table and divide the dough into equal portions. Here I'm using a kitchen scale so every roll stays the same size. This helps them look neat and bake evenly. Depending on your baking tray, you can adjust the portion size accordingly. Today I'm making 12 pieces total, 100 grams each. Once your dough portions are ready, let's start shaping. First, gently flatten the dough slightly with your hands. Then place one frozen Nutella piece in the center. Then close the dough carefully, pinch all the edges tightly, and shape it into a smooth round ball. Make sure the Nutella is sealed properly, otherwise it may leak while baking. Next, lightly spray your baking tray with oil, or you can brush it with butter as well. Then place each dough ball into the tray. Now, let them proof again for about 30 to 45 minutes, or until they look beautifully puffed up. While the dough is proofing, don't forget to preheat your oven. For fan-forced ovens, 160 degrees Celsius. For conventional ovens, 180 degrees Celsius. Now crack one egg and separate the egg yolk. Add a little milk, then mix until smooth and creamy. This simple egg wash gives the rolls that beautiful golden bakery-style finish after baking. Now gently brush the tops of the rolls. Be soft here. Don't press too hard. You just want a thin, even coating on top. Look at that. Even before baking, the rolls already look glossy and beautiful. Now place them into the preheated oven and bake for about 20 to 22 minutes, or until the tops turn perfectly golden brown. While they're still warm, brush the tops with melted butter. It gives the rolls a beautiful shiny finish and keeps the crust extra soft and buttery. And your kitchen is going to smell absolutely amazing. And now, your muffin bread rolls are ready to enjoy. Look at these rolls, golden, buttery, and filled with rich melted Nutella inside. The texture is incredibly soft, light, and fluffy, almost like bakery-style bread at home. Honestly, once your family tries these, they'll keep asking you to make them again and again. So, how did you like the recipe? I really hope you enjoyed it because this one is truly delicious. If you enjoyed today's recipe, give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe for more easy, soft, and delicious baking recipes.